Hi everybody, we're back with a fun craft today. This is a nice easy one. It's good for some art therapy. Put some music on and just enjoy your time. We'll be making a card. So I have a pre-cut cardstock craft card here that you can buy at most card stores. If you already have cardstock, you can certainly just cut one to whatever size you want for yourself. I just happen to have these ones at home. I recently made a thank you card that I wanted to put a little more time and effort and care into, and I just thought it would be a fun little art project to share with you guys. So you can see I kind of already got started on this one, but I can explain. Very simple craft today. It's just a matter of choosing colors and patterns and things that you like together. And what I like about this pattern is you kind of almost get a quilting, like a mimic of a quilt. So what I do for this one is I'll take 3 different colors that I kind of like together, and these are all butted up next to each other. And then we're going to kind of be doing some other sets of 3 that are going to be perpendicular to it. And I put like a little space in between. So that's kind of, I guess, where you get the quilt pattern look. And you can see right here, obviously these are all cut to the same size. This one is not, and I was going to show you how we did that. So when I pick out a color, I cut it with scissors right away, so I have a straight edge to begin with. And then I line those up, and then I'll go in later with a ruler like this and take an X-Acto knife and kind of just go through there. Obviously, we're not going to go down really hard with the X-Acto knife. We don't want to cut through the paper, but just light enough to get through that first layer of your washi tape. And then you can use the edge of this and kind of pick it right up off of the paper there. So that is kind of the craft we'll be doing today. So for this one, I want this bright yellow piece to be the same width as these 3 that I have here. So I'm just going to, and I should maybe start by saying I didn't measure this out. I just decided on a length that I eyeballed a length that I liked, and then I just cut it, and it's not, it doesn't have to be perfect here. One thing I will say, after using washi tape for several crafts, if you don't have it in the right position, you can peel washi tape off and reposition it, but then you run the risk of it losing some of its initial adhesive, and you can have the tape want to peel off. So it's good to kind of make sure you know where you want to put something before you lay it down. Otherwise, you might have your tapes start popping off a little, which you can fix by getting a glue stick or something like that. That's just a little more putsy. So, okay, so it's going to look something like this. Again, I'm not measuring this space in between there, just eyeballing it and going with it. So you can kind of make a decision early on. I have washi tapes of varying lengths. So I have some really, itty bitty skinny guys, some of the, traditional size, which I don't even know what that is. Let's see. I don't think that's not, maybe 1/2 inch. Yeah, a little over 1/2 inch. And then I have some of these thicker, wider ones, and I wanted to be able to use all of them. And you can, it's just kind of, you gotta eyeball things a little bit there. So, and it's just fun, and it looks nice to have some varying sizes and whatnot. So, I suppose the other thing you could do is just put things you like together, and if it's a little wider than you want it, you can always just go back, and instead of cutting just off the ends, you could cut down the middle to make it the size you want. So there's no right or wrong with this craft, which is good because sometimes you just want to have a relaxing, easy craft here. That's kind of what I'm going for today. All right, so I'm going to pick my next color. This is the start of a new washi tape. So the edge is already flat, but there is a little wrinkle in it, and I am what I like to call a recovering perfectionist, so I'm going to cut that off and make it my edge flat. All right, I try and just get an idea. I obviously want to make sure that my tape is at least the same length, if not a little longer. And we're just going to line that right up so that it butts against the other edge. Whoops, I pulled too hard. There we go. And I'm just going to take this other end and line it up there. And then you're going to just press down. All right, and then we're going to pick another tape. So one thing, I like to mix and match patterns. That's part of the fun of this. But I also try and have some consistency. So I like to have, like, here's small polka dots. I have some big polka dots. I probably wouldn't want to put polka dots next to polka dots, but that is up to you. So I try and get a variety of like textures and colors, as well as widths of the tape. It just makes it more interesting for the eye. And they don't, you know, I just happen to have a skinny tape and two bigger tapes next to it. You know, I don't need to continue that pattern. That just happens to be what I had. So, and it's also fun if you, obviously I have a washi tape problem. They're fun. You can get them several different places. But there's some really fun ones that you can get that have foil on them. So you can see this, and this one I just put down has some like copper foil, and this is like a gold. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. So you can get things like that. Here's like a red chevron one I like to use around holiday times. And then they also have these ones that are like a glitter one, and it does feel textured, but none of the sparkle comes off. It's not like it's gonna leave sparkles everywhere to whoever you give that to. So it's kind of fun to play with textures too. I just like to mix things up a little bit. All right, so now that I have 3 colors down, get my ruler out here. Okay, and then we're just gonna continue making this type of pattern with different tapes. I'm trying to kind of pick some of the same bright colors here in different tapes. I think I want to use it eventually, but not next to the one I just did. We need some green in there. Okay, so you can see the one that I just picked is not a typical length or typical width, but it's also not like, you know, a huge one. So I'm gonna have to play around with the width here for this one. I mean, I normally eyeball it, but you can put your ruler up just so you have kind of the right edge there. And I thought this was straight, but that was not cut straight. So I can go ahead and even this guy out to begin with. Makes it easier. All right, so we finished up with our blocks, and then I did decide to try and do that black tape. I just happened to eyeball about the right size of the thickness of my skinny black tape. You can see there's some spaces that peek through, but I'm not worried about that. So I put this little cross hatch pattern on there. So I really, at this point, just need to pull it up and cut off the ends here. I decided I liked this little bit that crossed over to the back cover. I just thought that was a fun little look, so I'm going to leave that there. So I'm just going to pull this up, and I'm going to cut along the edges there to get some clean lines. I am really happy with how the black turned out. I haven't tried that before. That was just on a whim, since I ended up not spacing it the way I wanted to right away, and it ended up being something I really liked. Anyone who is a fan of Bob Ross, which anyone who knows me knows that I am, this is just a good example of not making mistakes but having happy accidents. So I didn't have the spacing quite like I liked it, but I ended up having a cool byproduct because I really like this black with the bright colors. It really sets that off. So there is my finished card. Bring that up a little closer there. Yeah, I might go and get a glue stick and glue some of these corners. I have a few things that were popping up. Mainly if you use the, oh, there's an example right there. Mainly if you use those foils, those tend to pop up a little more. So I can just go back and glue those down. But I have a really nice homemade card for somebody. And pretty easy to do. It's a little time consuming, but it's just a nice relaxing craft. Get some fun art therapy in there, and then you have a really nice card for somebody. So that's what I have for you guys today. Hopefully you thought this was a fun craft. I can move this up a little so you guys can see that a little better. So yeah, if you guys end up doing something like this, take a picture and add it to the comments below so I can see it. Thanks, guys.